What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. We're gonna do a little bit of chit chatting. Let's just literally fresh off I-45. If you guys live in Texas, you know what that is. Interstate 45, which connects Houston and Dallas. Where I just attended the first Dallas card show of the year, and I've got to say that this was probably my favorite show that I attended this year, for a number of reasons, and we'll get into that. I did not have too high of hopes for this show, because it was when I signed up for it, it was kind of oddball. Saw a lot of people. Shout out to all of you who came up and said hi. Shout out to who else did I see? I saw my man Merlin up there. I finally met up with my boy Alan from Arena. The Arena Club boys were in the house. Went out, had dinner with them. That was a blast. Shout out to Eric from DAP Sports. Came up and said hi. Just a bunch of folks. Jordan showed me that awesome Exquisite. I'll post a picture up right here. Boop. That's for sale. If you guys, I'll put you in contact with him if you're interested. Picked up a lot of cool cards. Got a lot of cool cards. Shout out to my man Lobo from Rare Edition, hooking me up with the Hakeem Olajuwon Postman insert. Super dope card. And then my man Alan hooking me up with an Hakeem Olajuwon floor piece. I mean, I just eternally grateful for those of you that flagged me down in the middle of the show to hand me cards that when you saw them, you were like, oh, this is Omar right here. This is all Omar right here. I'm gonna grab this for him. I cannot tell you guys how grateful I am for that, and how a lot of these cards go into a special binder that it's just full of cards that I get from people that fall into that scenario where you guys, for some reason in your day of days thought about me, and it does not go past me. So I appreciate all of the love, all the support. So thank you guys. So shout out to everybody who said hi. And if you see me out there was a couple people that, like, on the second day, on Saturday, when I went, they were like, I saw you Friday, but I didn't want to say anything. Please, just I love it. Come up and say hi. If you want, I would love to take a picture with you guys and post it on Instagram, because we're doing this on YouTube. It's like, this is kind of not very personal, but if I see you in the show, please say hi. Please. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, so a couple of main takeaways. I went to trade night for the first time. Trade night, I would say, is probably like a very condensed version of the actual show itself. So if you can make it out to a show, I highly recommend you guys go to trade night. It's super fun. I got a VIP pass to go into the VIP area. Again, shout out to the boys at Arena for hooking that up. Jeremy hooked that up. But that was an amazing. All the deals, almost all the deals that I made were on trade night, with the exception of a couple. And I'm going to go through what I picked up here in a second. But I didn't really have high hopes for this show, for a couple of reasons. Number one, obviously, the overall market is just down, right? I mean, cards just aren't selling for what they're selling for. And so I figured, down market, dealers aren't going to be, they don't want to take an L, and so they're not going to be there. It's not going to be as bad, or it's not going to be as big. While I did see more empty tables this time around than I did last time, as you get further back into the main hall at the card show, the first time that I went, which is like at the height of things, every table from front to way back in the back was absolutely full to the brim. This time around, there was maybe, I would say, the last fifth and off to the corner was like just kind of empty. So there was maybe a handful of, I'd say, in the whole arena or the whole convention center of the big main room, there was probably, I'd say, if I had to count them, maybe 24 tables that were empty. Majority of those back in that back corner. And then they have another smaller room as you come in out of the parking garage. That's a pretty good sized room as well. That one had maybe a dozen or half a dozen tables that were empty. Whereas a year ago, everything was packed to the gills. As far as dealers are concerned, so a lot, some less amount of dealers that were there, people selling at tables. Foot traffic was probably the same as it's always been. I didn't really see much difference, especially on Saturday. It was pretty jam-packed. So just a great show to go to. I saw a lot of kids there, which was absolutely dope. I was hanging out at the arena booth for a little bit, and they were doing the giveaways and stuff like that. So a lot of kids getting into the hobby, which is always good for the longevity of the hobby. But the other reason why I didn't think it was going to be so great is because every time that I have actually thought about, I need to book the stuff that I need to go, I always check at the convention center to see if there's any vacancies, and typically there isn't. It's always sold out. It's always booked up. But this time it wasn't. I don't know if I mentioned that in the Card Hedge podcast a couple weeks ago, that the rooms weren't completely booked. There were still available rooms that night or for that weekend. At least the nights that I was looking for. I'm there Thursday night, Friday night, and then I usually leave Saturday afternoon. And everything was just, there was vacancy. So that kind of was like my first little trigger that I was like, well, maybe it might not be that packed. It might not be that good of a show. Who knows? And so what ended up happening was, I went ahead and booked another room anyway, because the place is pretty expensive to stay at. So that was but there was a lot of activity. Trade night was awesome. If you get an opportunity to go to a trade night, go to a trade night, because it is just as, I don't want to say intense, but it's just as activity driven as the show, but it's a lot more condensed. Like, there's so much activity going on. If you've ever been to like a market square, or like a really active farmers market or something like that, where everybody's just kind of in close proximity to each other, and there's deals going on, and everything was just like the hustle and bustle and everything. The energy was amazing at trade night. That was dope. And so, man, it was a really good surprise to me that it was that the show was as active and there was as many things going on, being that the card market overall is down. But then, this being the first card show for the Dallas Card Show, the new year. So I was very, very happy to see a lot of movement. So as far as pickups are concerned, I went in there with the intention of buying three things. I wanted to buy three things. I wanted to buy some more F1. I'm looking for some George Russell stuff, Lando Norris stuff. I think those kids are kind of like up and coming. I think George Russell's going to have an amazing season next season, driving season. Lando Norris is like quietly getting really good. And so I think he's going to do well next season, or this upcoming season. And so I'm trying to build up a little bit more of my F1 collection, graded F1 collection. So I picked up a couple of things. You know what? I don't have them. I'll throw up a picture when it comes time. I wanted to buy that. I wanted to buy a base Jokic Prism in a not gem mint grade. I want the card. I don't want to pay the gem mint prices for that card. So I found a decent deal on one, which I'm pretty happy about. I'll show you guys that one in a second. And then the other thing that I wanted to buy was I wanted to get a good deal on a Topps Chrome F1 2022 Topps Chrome F1 box. I had a price point in my head that I wanted to be at, and I couldn't get there with anybody. I got close, but that was the one thing that I was really holding on to that I didn't want to stem too much of. And then obviously anything else that I see that catches my fancy that I'm like, oh, this is cool, I'd like to have this. And I ended up picking a couple things up like that. Here's the thing. I didn't pick up an F1 box, but I did pick up a box of NBA hoops. This is 2022-2023 NBA hoops. I think my camera, I need to focus my camera a little better. But I ripped it at the show. This is another one that I'm going to rip now for the channel. And I picked up a Okai Ogbaji hot rookie auto. I don't know who this guy is. But I did manage to pick up a Chet Holmgren rookie, a Jabari Smith rookie. So I was pretty pumped about that. And then a Tari Eason rookie. I did manage to pick up a Tari Eason rookie. Also, I had managed to pick up a couple of redbacks and then some numbered inserts, which were pretty dope as well. But I'm going to rip this other box here. I ripped that one at the show. It was $100. I mean, $100 for a hobby box. Now, you're only guaranteed one auto, but it is what it is. You guys know my love affair with hoops is ongoing, so that's never going to change. I showed you guys 2 cards already that I got from some folks who were beautiful enough to give me some cards. Obviously, the Postman Akeem Olajuwon and the Court Piece Akeem Olajuwon. Again, shout out to my boy Lobo and Alan for those pickups. I picked up 3 really cool looking vintage. This is 69 Topps. Actually, 69 NBA. Phil Jackson. You guys can't really see that. It's pretty bad. Phil Jackson. This is a 69 Topps chewing gum Phil Jackson. This was pretty dope. Don't know what they're worth, but they were a couple of bucks, so I picked them up. And then I think this is also Topps. Another 69 Topps Phil Jackson as well. So I'm get some like vintage. First time picking up some vintage. Apparitions. Kevin Garnett, you can't really see it that well, but this one's going to my man JD. And then I found these 2 gems, Red Wave and a Orange Cracked Ice Şengün Prism rookie cards, PSA 10 on both of them. You guys know I've been extremely critical of Panini's quality control for the 2021-22 Prism offering. It's been complete dog crap. And so to find these in a PSA 10 is insane. Kind of feel like I overpaid for them just a little bit. I didn't get a good deal on them. I probably got right at market, right at comps, if not just a little bit over. But I'm okay with that because he's my guy. You guys know that. But then also PSA 10, right? I mean, there's... With the way PSA is grading right now, with the level of inconsistency, anytime that you can get a 10 in a 2021 Prism is a win for me because, number one, Panini's centering was complete garbage on that year, and then also Panini just I'm gonna do another video on that, but we'll go there. So those are the pickups. I did pick up a Lando. I don't have it with me. I'll take a picture of it. Picked up a Lando Norris Sapphire rookie card, and then I picked up a base George Russell rookie card. So those were my pickups from the show. Guys, I would highly encourage you, even if it's a smaller local show in your area, start attending these shows, start getting out there, get some good deals, find what you're looking for. You can't go wrong. And one of the things I want to do is attend more shows this year. So let me know what you guys think. If you were at the Dallas Card Show, tell me what you thought about the show. Did you pick up anything cool? But yeah, that's going to do it. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. Peace.